Hey there, and welcome to Retirement Reimagined. I'm Tiffany Nyiri, Senior Living Specialist, and this is the podcast where we flip the script on senior living. Whether you're a retiree ready to take on a new adventure or just curious about how to make the most of your golden years, you're in the right place. Join me and our amazing expert guests as we dive into everything from hitting the road in an RV, getting your financial ducks in a row, exploring the perks of a reverse mortgage, or just figuring out how to link that smartphone to your car. We're here to inspire, inform, and give you practical tips to live your best retired life. So buckle up, tune in, and let's reimagine what retirement can truly be. Hi everyone, welcome to Retirement Reimagined, and I have a special guest for us today. This happens to be my dad, Pete Nyiri, and he's been in real estate since 1969, which if you do the math, that's almost, 60 years?
About 55 or so.
Yeah.
Just counting.
Long time. Anyway, so we're going to talk about reverse mortgage today, mostly about the strategy behind a reverse mortgage. And I know sometimes the word reverse mortgage goes, whoa, not doing it, don't like it, heard bad things. You haven't heard this. This is a strategy that a lot of my clients are using to tap into the equity in their home to make more money. And it's a beautiful strategy. People with money are actually using this. This is not something that everybody wants to do. However, when you see the benefit, you see the benefit, and you can utilize it to have fun, make more money, generational wealth, all kinds of different things. You know, whatever your imagination can bring to you is what you can do with the funds. You're not limited to what you can do with the funds that we are tapping into. So I'm going to turn it over to my dad, Pete Nyiri, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what prompted him to say yes, because we both work in the same office and he hears me talking about reverse mortgages all day, every day. And he finally raised his hand and said, yeah, this might be something I'm interested in.
Okay, I could do that.
He knows I'm the talker of the family. So here we go. Bob, share with me a little bit about what prompted you to say yes, and what ideas did you have in mind for the equity that you were tapping into?
Sure. Reverse mortgage has been around for a long time. And as an old-time real estate person, I remember when it wasn't as profitable or as desirable as it is now. But every time I heard Tiffany discuss new programs coming online, I thought to myself, you know what, it finally rang a bell in my stupid head that the program I chose was the line of credit. I didn't need the cash. My home is paid for. I have IRA, I have some stock. My real estate is my main retirement. But I was drawn to the reverse mortgage because she mentioned to me, says, the reverse mortgage line of credit is actually spending their inheritance.
It is. I don't know why I talked him into it.
But in reality, the inheritance I didn't want to touch. I'm talking about the real estate, the other things, because to be frank with you, I didn't want to give the government 35-40% of the equity that I would draw out, not to mention that the Social Security, your Medicare, and all that stuff is affected and so forth. But the main draw was, why touch the principal amount, pay the taxes, and destroy the future appreciation of that asset? So I chose a line of credit, and at first I didn't really want any money out of it, but I actually did draw some money out, and then I actually put it back. I didn't need it. It was a short-term situation, and it was a good deal. So what people don't understand about line of credit or even a reverse mortgage is that you're borrowing or using the equity in your home and deferring paying it back when you pass away, sell the home or whatever. It made sense to me. So my kids said, hey, enjoy your life more. You don't want to sell your investments because that's where your monthly income comes in from the rents and so forth. And I don't want to pay taxes. So the line of credit was fine. And depending on your age, you will borrow X number of dollars, and it's calculated and it's a process. I'm 76 years old, so a 55-year-old or a 65-year-old person would have different numbers than I would because they're going to live longer. So that's a good draw. The other thing that was kind of neat is that as inflation increases the value of the asset, you actually can borrow or take more money out of your line of credit. And the payback, when you pass away or sell or whatever, the increase in value offsets some of the accrued interest. I know that's a hard word to understand, but I think Tiffany could explain that to you when she gave me the examples. It was very easy to understand, and it just made sense. There are costs involved. It's an FHA type loan, so you have private mortgage insurance paid monthly, as you would any other indebtedness to government or the lender. So you need to understand it. But my main focus was not to destroy the potential growth of the other real estate I own. The house is something different, and of course that increases in value, so you have some options. I think that if Tiffany would sit down with you and explain how it works, not only this program, but the other programs, and there's so many now that it's just mind-boggling. As before, there was only maybe one or two, and it was hard for people to understand, especially for me, because the way you explain it for me was not the way she explained it beforehand, because she made it a little bit too tough. It's so simple. Your house is paid for. You want X number of dollars per month. They'll calculate it for you. If the numbers work for you, then you do it and you get a check every month. And if you're my age, your life expectancy is shorter, so why not enjoy the money? The amount of money you'll borrow or take out of your equity is based upon all the factors that I mentioned before. And if it works for you and you need that extra cash per month to do with whatever you want, fine. And the only thing you're responsible for in that house from then on, obviously the maintenance of it's your home, is that you have to maintain your fire insurance and you have to maintain taxes. That's going to come out of your pocket, just like for me. So, like I said, there's different programs. I think it would be crazy for you not to chat about it and see if it works for you. And if it's not something you want, fine. She also does normal loans. So if you're purchasing a home or so forth, it's a great idea. Talking about purchasing homes, if you want to buy a home for your family, your kids, and you want to use the line of credit, get a lump sum, why not do it now? They're getting older, and your grandkids perhaps have a better place to live. They're not having to pay rent, and it's not costing you any money out of pocket because you're using the equity, which they would have anyway. So why wait?
We call that future inheritance.
Yeah, future inheritance, and
it's a win-win for all around.
Like I said, there's so many programs available that it can be very confusing. To me, it's so simple. Your house is paid for, which it does not have to be paid for. You're borrowing from your equity, or you're using the equity, and it's an accounting situation. Every month, you know exactly how much more you owe. And the interest that uses, the word is accrued, and you can actually get a printout for, let's say, 5 years. How much am I going to get in 5 years? How much is it going to add to my principal balance? Or if I have no loans at all, how much am I going to have to pay back if I want to sell it? Or inheritance. It is simple. Once it's explained to you in words that you and I can understand, she now uses, I think, my little philosophy, which is very simple. It's just an accounting procedure, and it draws interest. So if you make it simple and you don't get confused in the bottom line of all the disclosures and all the other stuff that the government requires, I think it would be very easy for you to understand. And I think the processing is about 35 days. You do have to go to class, even I did, over the telephone, and because they want to explain to you as a third party, not from her as a salesperson, not from a bank, but from a neutral person that is there to guide you to make sure that you understand exactly what you're doing And to believe it or not, they even asked me for income and my credit and it was just like getting a loan, because if I didn't qualify, they felt that I was getting myself into something that I shouldn't, then they would advise me against it. It was good. It enlightened me a little bit as to putting myself in your place, because it is scary. I think Tiffany also is very interested in the family members getting involved so that they understand what the ramifications are going to be when you pass, and their blessings, or they say, no, I don't need the money, you need the money, I'll give you the money, whatever it is. But to me, it worked. And 2 years ago, I would have never thought about it, and I would have told you not to do it. I mean, it was that simple. It changed, it's desirable, and if you don't need any money, it's there. You write a check, you get a check. You're able to allow, you can take X number of dollars out of your equity each month. In my situation, I think I can go for 5 years, and then there's no more. But the equity does grow because your house value increases. That means that I can actually borrow or take out of my home more money. Consequently, they're going to go more money when I pass or when I sell the property. If you have a spouse, they can stay in the home, and depending on who passes away first, and there's some provisions in there that she can discuss with you and make it so simple. If you have any questions, you can always call me direct and bypass her, and or I can check with you with no problems.
And I promise he's not on payroll. He just understands the benefit of this loan now. And it is a loan. So we have checks and balances is why we have the counseling, which was not in place years ago when this loan did get a bad rap, so to speak. But I think the counseling is a benefit to the clients. Right. Absolutely.
I think that the reason it has had a bad rap is because I don't think that the loan companies or the loan reps understood the program. As an example, in City of Corona, I think there's only 2 brokers or loan brokers that are actually knowledgeable about reverse mortgages. And we do have, I sit right across from her. I hear the conversations all the time where real estate agents and loan reps are calling her and giving her business because they don't understand the reverse mortgage. So it's kind of weird. But it is a specialty. Don't kid yourself. If you talk to a normal rep at any bank, I think they would refer you to her, which they have done before. We're talking about estate attorneys, wealth management people, and she trains them too, because it's up to them to be knowledgeable and to make references, referrals, that's going to be the best interest of the customer. And I think more of them are getting involved. Like I said, if you have questions, you can always contact me through Tiffany, and I'd be more than happy to chat with you about my experience, and I'll help you. Any more topics you want me to talk about?
No, Dad. He's been listening to me for a long time. So everything he said about the program is absolutely true for what he chose that fit his scenario and his lifestyle. Like he said, there's so many different options for different types of scenarios. This one just worked out because the line of credit growth factor is kind of cool. And if you want to know a little bit more about that, please give us a call. We'll go over your scenario. Everybody's different. Everybody has a different age. Everybody owes a different amount of money on their home, if any. So these are very customizable, and you don't have to utilize all the equity in your home if you don't want to. Most of your equity is still in your home currently.
Yep.
It's just sitting there until he feels like using it or needs something pricey on the home, roof, air conditionings, piping, that sort of thing. And then you easily get money out of it. You've already got money and you've already put money back in.
Right. Yeah.
And it was an easy process.
I was shocked. I received a text, told me exactly how many days it would be available. I get a monthly statement that has a form in there where I can it's like writing myself a check, or I can go online and do it myself. The other important thing about this is, if, as an example, let's say that you're doing some deferred maintenance on your home because at 76, I don't make long-term investments. It's kind of silly. So if my house needed a roof and it had a 5-year life expectancy, why would I take money out of my investments that are earning money and compounding because of inflation and spend that, where I can borrow her money and her sister's money and do it in that fashion. So it's kind of hard to understand, but that's one particular loan. And throughout the years and months that she's been dealing with these folks with the reverse mortgages and the scenarios, it's unbelievable. If you're a real estate agent and you have an older person that wants to sell their home, move closer to their relatives, or stay where they are, but they still want to help, it's just unbelievable. You can sell your home and use the reverse mortgage when you buy.
Did you know? Yeah. Did you know you can do a reverse mortgage purchase? And this is what I'm training my realtors to understand, and my financial advisors, because my financial advisors would prefer you not pay cash because you're taking that money out of their pipeline of funds that they're managing. So if I can make a win-win situation for my financial advisors and my real estate partners, why wouldn't we?
Yeah. Like I said, a lot of programs.
Yeah. So we're going to wrap that up, but Dad's having fun with his line of credit. He's doing all kinds of different investments, which hopefully, knock on wood, still is generational wealth. And looking forward to talking to you about your scenario. And please just come and ask questions. Everything is about education. And sometimes when you're scared to raise your hand just because of what you heard, it might hinder you having a beautiful life in the future. And I would hate for that to happen. Our motto is, live your best life. And, why would Dad want to give up having fun or traveling like he likes to do while he's still healthy and can go travel and do all these countries that he's always wanted to go to, or do some more investments? So live your best life. Call us. Let's talk to you about a scenario, and you enjoy your day. And if you have any questions, Dad, Pete, is here for you. Take care, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Retirement Reimagined. I hope today's episode gave you some great tips to elevate your retirement. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you found our discussion helpful, please leave a review. It helps others find the podcast too. Curious about how to unlock new financial opportunities in retirement? I'd love to chat and explore how we can make your golden years even brighter. Until next time, I'm Tiffany Nyiri. Keep reimagining.